Well, hello and welcome back to Read Becca. We're gonna play a little game of show and tell. It's gonna be a very casual, I think, chatty video today because Liminal Spaces and Pulp Mortem put a call out into the universe to spotlight a specific publisher, DAW Books, a publisher of mainly mass market paperback formatted sci-fi and fantasy, very classic with heavily illustrated covers. They really pop and stand out if you have them on your shelves, definitely. And so I have seen a couple of people I follow doing this tag, specifically an omnivorous reader and another bibliophile reads, were showing off their collections. And if you are new here, I am a major sci-fi and fantasy reader and collector. I love buying secondhand as well. And so I grab up those glorious secondhand copies of mass market paperbacks, especially things that are out of print, like many of these. And so I have amassed quite a good collection of DAW books. Interestingly, DAW are somewhat famous for their yellow spines, and I only have a handful of those. So those earliest works from DAW are hardest to get your hands on, I think. But I do have a few of those, so I will save those for last. Also, quite interestingly, I have most of them from two authors. Most of the DAW books that I have are from two specific authors, but I have a good smattering of other things. So let's work our way up to those. And this is primarily just going to be showing off, reveling in the beauty of books. So I don't have hardly anything to say about these books, or we'll be here all day because I have a load of these. Let's start here with one of the singletons I've got for an author. And I guess start with the spine. You can see on the spine we have their logo, DAW, and they tell us whether it's sci-fi or fantasy. So here we have DAW Fantasy. They've got a nice little thumbnail, so this obviously is not a yellow spine, but it's a thumbnail of the beautiful cover here by Jody Lee, which I have multiple covers of different books from. The Broken Crowned, first of the Sun Sword series by Michelle West, who also publishes as Michelle Segarra, more prominently now, I think. And this is just a glorious, very detailed, looks like South Asian maybe inspired cover. This woman holding a sword. Gorgeous. And then Tanya Huff. This is a bind-up of two books. A Confederation of Valor is made up of Valor's Choice, the better part of Valor. And once again, not a yellow spine, but we can see their logo here, and it says Science Fiction DAW. And this cover is Paul Ewell. A more modern one. This is kind of an oddity because this is into the 2000s, 2007, art by Mel Grant, and this is Jim C. Hines' Goblin Hero. And it's still really gorgeous and eye-catching, but it certainly does have that more modern cartoony feel versus the sort of glorious artistry of the classics. But I do still very much like this little one. Now, a couple I just recently hauled this year, actually. The Madness Season by C.S. Friedman. That is truly terrifying, with a little spaceship in the background there and some sort of sun. And this one wraps all the way around. And I believe this is gorgeous Michael Whelan art. So by far, yeah, this is Michael Whelan. By far, the majority of what I have is Michael Whelan. So you're gonna see him a lot. Again, C.S. Friedman in Conquest Born. And this is, again, Michael Whelan art. And again, it's wraparound. So very different from his usual style, but still really, really cool. It seems like this one he's trying to go for realism rather than sort of painterly in both of these, but I love them. Next up, we have Exiles Volume 1, The Ruins of Ambrai by Melanie Ron. And just look at that. Like, so gorgeous. We've got this individual here. We've also got an incredible step back there. Wow. And I believe this one is Michael Whelan as well. Yeah, Michael Whelan as well. And I have Volume 2, also, The Mageborn Traitor, Exiles Volume 2 by Melanie Ron. Similar theme with all the roses and glorious sort of medievally looking setting. And I'm quite sure this is also Michael Whelan. Yes, Michael Whelan as well. I think last of the singletons, I have Wild Magic by Joe Clayton. And this is another Jody Lee. And this one, I really hope it comes through because the detail on this sail is incredible. It's an entire scene with a forest and a village and sun and moon. And then you also have the ferry with the girl in the boat here. It is just truly amazing. And the back is plain, but still beautiful. So two from a series by an author I collect that are also Jody Lee art. are in hardcover, kind of unusual for DAW, but glorious black and gold from, I think, mid-90s. And this is the King's Dragon. Just look at the detail on that armor and shield, the horse. We've got soldiers down here trying to sort of spear him, I guess. And it also wraps all the way around. Just really, really glorious. And then I also have the third book in the series in this edition as well, The Burning Stone. And again, just incredible detail on this series. And the wraparound. So cool. I know a lot of people find these black and gold styles really odd. It's a very Marmite taste thing, but I love them. And then, so I only have 2 authors remaining, but almost all of their stuff is Michael Whelan as well. And I have a lot of it. So let's start with Otherland by Tad Williams, a Michael Whelan cover. And we have the sort of thumbnail and then the step back in full detail. This is the first volume, City of Golden Shadow. I love these glorious arches, the sort of desertous space setting. So this is his sci-fi series. And then I have book 4, Sea of Silver Light. Also Michael Whelan, and gosh, look at that detail. So cool. And this one also has really gorgeous end papers. Really, really cool. Yeah, also by Michael Whelan. Just very, very glorious. And a spooky guy right there on there. Very creepy. Then we have the fantasy from Tad Williams that is also Michael Whelan covers. Dragonbone Chair. Such a cool winter setting with a wolf. And then we've got the step back. Wow, wow, wow. Like much more green and verdant. Yeah, it's very cool. Next we have The War of the Flowers. Yes, that is also Michael Whelan. And then I have parts 1 and 2 of Green Angel Tower. So part 1, again, beautiful kind of wintry setting with detailed warriors, and this one wraps around. And then this has the same, but in the opposite. So the wraparound is flipped. It's very cool. So yeah, again, Michael Whelan covers, very beautiful. And my last Tad Williams is the only non-Michael Whelan, and this is also one of my favorites. So one of my favorites of any covers that I own, and the cover is by Brault Brawls, which I feel like that's not a real name, but it's Tail Chaser's song. And I just love this cover, very obviously because of the cats, and it has a great wraparound to more cats, but evil. So we got kind of good cats and evil, scary cats. Yes, this is actually from my TBR shelf. I need to get to reading this because, of course. And then we will round out with CJ Cherry. So let's start with this one, CJ Cherry. 3 short novels, Port Eternity, Wave Without a Shore, and Voyager in Night, the alternate realities wind up. And this is a gorgeous Dawn Mates cover. Dawn Mates is Janny Wirtz, author Janny Wirtz, partner, who is an incredible artist, obviously. I wish they put more of this on the cover, like a full cover of this art would be glorious, but I'm happy to have this one. It does not have any sort of interior, I don't think. Yeah, no. And then we have the Morgaine saga. This is another bind up, so possibly you can see. So there we go. We got a little focus there. Really cool covers. And this is another bind up of 3, Gate of Ivriel, Will of Shuyan, and Fires of Azeroth. And now I am out of focus. All right. Yeah, these 3 are Michael Whelan. I think Foreigner is also Michael Whelan as well. And just incredible. Really, really cool. Crazy spaceship back there. Looks like what we would know as a drone now, certainly. And yeah, this is indeed Michael Whelan. And we're on to The Yellow Spines. So, yellow spine, that's what it looks like, and it has the DAW old logo. These yellow spines have a very plain back, so you get that gorgeous cover art only. So Merchanter's Luck, this is obviously sci-fi, and this one is art by Barclay Shaw. Then we have the Dreamstone. This is obviously a fantasy. Look at that detail. The Sword of Lightning. And this art is by David A. Cherry, who I would kind of assume is related to the author, but possibly not. I didn't look it up beforehand. A Hunter of Worlds. This is one of my favorites. I love this. So eerie. And this art is by John Pound. And this one is a Michael Whalen. The Tree of Sword and Jewels. Yeah, got this creepy little guy here. Very curious. And finally, this is not a yellow spine, this is a bright pink spine. And this is one of my all-time favorite covers that I own, much like Tail Chaser's song. And this is a Michael Whalen. This one is very creepy though, and I love its creepiness, and it is Cuckoo's Egg. That guy is just so scary, and he's got the little human baby just all cozy cuddled up. So this one I have not read, and I very much need to read. I need to read this and Tail Chaser's song imminently. So those are my wonderful, amazing DAW covers. The books I have amassed in piles, some read, mostly unread, because I just buy these up whenever I see them and have the joy of owning them. So that is it for my Show Me Your DAWs tag or challenge, whatever you want to call it. If you also amass classic sci-fi and fantasy and you have any DAWs to show off, I would love to see them. So please take action and make your own video. So that is all for me today, and thank you so very much for watching.